On behalf of the committee that plans every year's Graduates and Scholars Recognition Service, we want to thank you for your participation today. Thank our graduates who look wonderful today. We appreciate all that they have done and their success. I just want to ask you guys to shift over one more, Brandon, Gabriel, so Sister Carol can come next to Brandon. There's an empty seat. We don't want us to feel left out of the back here. This morning, I have the privilege and the honor of introducing, this thing is driving me crazy. Of introducing Dr. Claire Arter. Claire Arter is a certified teacher with more than 15 years of experience in the Prince George's County school system. She's a proud mother of 3 boys, 2 of which have graduated college. She lives her life by the motto, your attitude determines your altitude. Can you put your hands together and welcome Dr. Claire Arter.
Good morning, church. Good morning. Before I get into my little speech here, I'm sure most of us here have graduated from the West Indies, right? A high school from the West Indies. And I'm sure that you have not had a ceremony, you haven't had a celebration, because it was a given that you graduate. You know, when I came to this country, I see people making a big deal out of high school graduation, and I'm saying, what is this all about? So when I started to teach, I asked one of the teachers, is this what you do in this country? You know, you make a big deal out of high school graduation? And then she said to me, you know, some of these kids are the first to graduate in their family. You are going to notice that you're going to start your class with 35 children, and 10 of them are going to drop out. So there is a need to celebrate when somebody graduates. Graduates, you have reached another round of the ladder, and you need to give yourself a round of applause. Now, there are many ingredients for success, and I'm sure the graduates have determined this. So I would like to ask the graduate, if you can think about one word that helped you succeed, what would you say? Anybody?
Faith.
Just one word.
Faith.
Faith. Very good. Anyone else?
Hard work.
Can't hear you. Encouragement. One more. Determination. Okay. I didn't hear that. Endurance. Guys, there are many ingredients for success. Today, I am going to address 3 of them to the graduates and to students as well, all students. And then I will, address the parents, because they are equally important in the success of kids. The first one I would like to talk about is dedication. You have to give 100% of yourself, while you're studying. You can't say, today I'm going to school, tomorrow I'm not going. Today I'm going to do work, tomorrow I'm not going to do, because you're not giving yourself, or you're not giving 100% of yourself. You have to strive to succeed no matter what befalls you, right? And I'm going to say that again. You have to strive to succeed, doesn't matter what befalls you. You have to really want it. There are people in here, I'm sure, that play on basketball teams and other school teams. And why do you think they practice every day? To get better, right? They dedicate themselves to the game because they want to be better, they want to do better, they want to win. Right? Isn't that true?
Yes.
Good. So that's the same way when you were in school. It doesn't matter high school, in college, wherever you are. You have to give 100% of yourself. You have to dedicate. You have to push forward. You have to keep your eyes on the goal. Okay? I remember when I was studying, my friends would come, those who are not studying, they would come to visit me. And I would be at that table doing my work because I have a paper that's due. They are talking to my husband or to my children, and I'm doing my work because I need to get through what I'm doing. The second ingredient I want to talk to you is perseverance, right? You should not be afraid of challenges. Do not be afraid of challenges. You have to be determined. You have to keep your eyes on the goal, like I said. You cannot be easily distracted or discouraged. You may get back a paper in class or from your teacher, and it's not the grade that you really expect or want, but guess what? You can't let that discourage you. You have to push forward and say, well, the next time, I'm going to do better. Okay? So you have to persevere. You have to push forward. A lot of obstacles are going to come your way, but you just have to try and overcome those obstacles. Billy Jolly, a motivational speaker in Washington, D.C., said, if you really want something, you have to open doors. You got to kick doors down. A lot of doors are going to be closed in your face, but guess what? One day, one of them is going to be open. Right? So if you fall, just get up, brush off, and keep going. Okay? And I can tell you lots and lots of stories of people in my class who have persevered and have made it. People who are not, I would say, that bright. And I always tell my kids, you don't have to be bright to get through college. If you don't know something, there are lots of people here, there are lots of resources all over that you can tap in on. Even me, when I was in college, I would call people, I would call my batchmates from Guyana, I would call whoever, to throw a light on things, just to brainstorm. And that's what you guys should do. Graduates, you are going to go on to a higher institution of learning, most of you. Tapping on your resources. There are teachers right here. Call them. You can even call your old teachers from your high school. Right? Kids call me all the time. The kids that have graduated, that have taught in college, they send me papers to correct, and I will email it back. So that is what you have to do. It says it takes a village to raise a child. You're going to have to just tap in on everyone here if you need to go on further. The last thing I want to talk to you is wisdom. And trust me, what I see in the high school, you need this. You need this. It says wisdom is the ability to judge correctly and to follow the best course of action based on knowledge and understanding. This is where all of the teaching in the church and everything that your parents have taught you come into play. Because you're going to be sitting in a classroom with people who have just come out of jail, people who are peddling coke, people who do nothing. But guess what? You have to be wise enough to know that you are not going to follow them. You are going to make the choice to do the right things, because with choices comes what? Exactly. With choices come consequences. If you make a wrong choice, it's going to have negative consequences. You make the right choice, it's going to have positive consequences. So, and I think the most important one of all is wisdom, because I am telling you, these guys who have graduated high school, they have defeated the odds. They have defeated the odds. Yes, you can understand. I'm telling you. What I see go on in the high school is, I don't know. But I am really proud of those people who can stay the course and do exactly what needs to be done and to graduate. You know, I had one boy in my class, you know, there was something about him that I couldn't really put my hand on, my finger on. And, you know, one day they were doing some presentations. You were sitting with two others and they said, you know, oh, I'm not going to present. I said, well, you're going to get a 0 out of 100. And the other one says he's not going to present. And then this one guy, he said he's not presenting either. So I told him, I said, you know, I'm going to call all your parents, which I did. This one guy's grandparents came to class, you know, came to school there on Monday. And she said, you know, you are taking time out of your, you know, weekend to call, and they appreciate that. I said, well, you know, that's what I do. And she says, if I can give him another chance. I said, fine, I'm going to give him another chance. And he did an excellent presentation. You know, she took a lot of makeup work, and she said if I can give him all the work that he missed, and I did. You know, he went from a D to an A. All because he made the choice to do that presentation and to do some extra credit work. And he also did something else which I admired. He moved from where he was sitting and sat away from, you know, those other people who didn't want to work. And I admired him for that. I really admired him. And, you know, from since that day, I see that boy progressing. So, students, I am saying, you have to know when to move away. You have to know what to do in order for you to succeed and to graduate. Okay? And this does not only go for high school students, college students as well. Because you're going to have friends who are not in college. They're going to encourage you to go to party. They're going to encourage you to do this. You're going to see people taking a semester off. To do what? This, I don't understand this taking off of a semester from college. So they're going to encourage you to do everything, but you have to just be wise and make the right choice to stay the course and to succeed. Graduates, you have trusted God, and He has brought you this far. He will continue to take you further along. He's going to give you wisdom, because the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Parents, I am sure that the kids would not have been able to do this without your love and support. You have to be directly involved in your kid's life. You know, either directly or indirectly. And I'm saying that because you may not be familiar with some of the things that they do in school, but you can seek help for them. Right? You can seek help for them. You have to be a leader. You have to provide the resources that they need. I see kids coming to school with $150 pair of sneakers, and they don't have a pen or a piece of paper to write, or they don't have a computer to do work at home. You know, when they come to my door, I say, where do you think you were going when you left home? You know, you don't have paper, you don't have pencil, therefore you come in to make trouble, right? Because if you want to go without your tools, who goes to work without their tools? A carpenter doesn't go to work without his tools. So students have to come to school with their tools, right? I have gone up the educational ladder because I want to be a leader for my kids, and I want them to model what I've done. Okay? I have done what I had to do, now it's their turn, and I'm helping them. I check my kids' grades every day. Even when they were in college, I asked them to show me their grades every semester. And people say, oh, how are you going to see those guys? I had their password, everything, and I checked their grades. So, people laugh at me when I tell them that. But that's the only way that you can keep up with what's going on. You don't want to come to the end of 4 years and told that your child is not graduating, right? Or go to the graduation and only to be told that, they didn't make it. So guys, I am saying to you parents, check your kids' grades every day. If you see something that doesn't look too right, question them. Like the other day I checked my son's grade and I see some zeros, but not zeros, it was 70% and it says late work. And I'm saying, why is this late? Oh, everybody gives their work late? No. I am not everybody's mother. You are not going to give her your work late, because when you go to college, no professor is going to take your work late. So you have to start from now to practice the right things. Practice the right things, and it's going to become, normal when you go to college. When you go to work, you can't give anything late. If you're on a project, you better give everything on time, because time is money, right? So practice yourself, graduates, to turn in your work on time, do everything. You can't do this work and don't do this. You have to do everything that is required of you that you can graduate. And parents, again, I am asking you to be your kids' friends, help them to succeed. I would sit with my son every quarter to choose his classes. I don't allow him to do it by himself. Yes, I am very, very involved in my kids' work. I check homework. I know you're working. I check homework every day. Sometimes, I'm tired, I'm just, skim through. But I make it my duty to check their homework. I make it my duty to know their teachers. I email their teachers at the beginning of every quarter or every school year so that they know, hey, I'm here to support you. And that's what you should do as parents. Don't wait for the end of the school year then to be told your child is not graduating because you didn't pass the HSA. And then you're going to say, what is this HSA? You will be surprised how many parents don't know that their kids need to take the HSA to graduate. Or they need 36 hours of community service to graduate, right? You have to get involved. And the last thing I'm going to say is to pray for your kids. Pray for them. There might be some things that you are not able to handle, but guess what? God can. Okay? So graduates, I would like to leave you with a little quote. I'm on Facebook a lot. I am very often on Facebook, and I go to people's walls and I read the nice quotes that they have. I like to do that. And I came across this quote, which I would like to leave with you graduates. It says, and I hope I copied it correctly. It says, a door is a meaningful symbol, for it represents both leaving and entering. Some doors lead away from a phase of my life that is complete. Through others, I enter a new phase or untried path. Today, I confidently open the door to my good. I'm going to read this again. And this is, I think this has so many meanings. I'm going to read it again for you graduates. It says a door is a meaningful symbol, for it represents both leaving and entering. Some doors lead away from a phase of my life that is complete. Through others, I enter a new phase or untried path. Today, I confidently open the door to my good. Graduates, again, congratulations.